I need to check out my download speed real quick. We'll go live here in about 2 minutes or so. Speed test. So we got download speed of around 800 and something. The ping is 29, it's a little high. And the upload is just coming in around 13. So not bad, I guess. And we're going to get started here just in a few minutes. About a minute left here. Good morning. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's go ahead and get started here. ES futures, we're going to start there. Then I want to go over some ETFs because really a lot of equity or a lot of stocks, which you'll see is even though we've pushed up a nice 40 plus points this morning when most of you probably woke up, um, most of those are not correlated very well. So what you're seeing is on the equity side, stocks are really hardly moving here unless we're talking about BABA. And hopefully you guys are not long in BABA or some of those Chinese names, and you could see there was a big pullback into those names. Anyways, let's start with the ES futures and just kind of go over the blueprint. So I did push this out. Please print it and put it on your refrigerator. I've said that about 3 times over the last 3 years. And they have worked out very, very well. This is what I'm looking for. I couldn't come up with any trendy titles, but wow, are you serious is a level. And then here, the election is no surprise, but still moves, nicely. So far, last night before we went to bed, we had this green box and this red box, and you can see price at the moment is in the red box. Now, we did go inside here on the 4 hour, and just like the good old pattern suggests, we have no idea until the 4 hour either closes. Okay, so we could be getting an inside and up right here in this box. Please write this down if you have a piece of paper and a pen. 3360 by 3372. 3360 by 3372. I would expect a little rejection there unless we get some sort of catalyst. Remember, any of these patterns or any of these levels that I show you, if it's above price, it is resistance. If it's below price, it is support until both are proven otherwise. Any sort of big catalyst, such as us going into elections and so forth, can be the catalyst that will cause price to break these with no problem. That only happens every once in a while. All right, you need really strong catalysts to push through these levels. All right, but this level here can be resistance if we can break over the trendy decelerator. And if you notice, the decelerator was tested, okay, and was rejected. Again, it's called decelerator. Price decelerated here. Price is underneath. That level there is 33.45. 0.75. You just say 0.75 there, okay? All right. What we want to see today, notice that we created the inside and up at the bottom here at 33.17, okay? We created this at inside and up at 33.17, so we got in the red box. And notice now that the 9 EMA is confluent with the box. So this is now our kind of midterm support, if you will. All right, so if price were to come back here, I'd be waiting to see if it can hold here. You don't try to have to catch a falling knife, wait for the reclaim if you like, and then look to go long to the upside. Now, if it does come in here, okay, into this inside and up, then what you are doing is creating inside and down. What that means is this is how we can project basically a choppy day, and that would make sense coming into an indecision point into the earnings, right? I think we'd all agree with that. So let's just kind of show some different scenarios here. If price starts to bid down, find support here, then what you have created are these little boxes here. And so you could have just this kind of movement within my box all day long, okay? Indecision, right? That's one scenario, and that's giving you a nice picture of what that could look like. Inside and up, if we end up going over the 33.45.75 area, look for price to move into 33.60 by that 33.72-ish, okay? So right here, 33.71 really, okay? So that's what I got there. If we break down below the 9 EMA, and we start to close. If we start to break down here, go to your time frame, go to a smaller time frame, and right underneath the 9 into the line in the sand. Some of you folks in here did that exactly that yesterday, and you shorted down into the line in the sand where you did indeed get out, and then we saw price push out of the line in the sand. For any viewers out there that are new watching, this line changes every single day. Okay? All right. Let's look at the bigger blueprint. Again, if we get some sudden spike today, I would expect price to move into here. If we get a sudden spike, I would expect price to move into here. These again are higher time frame, red box, green box. Red is resistance, green is support. And then the bigger boxes to the upside and downside, 2989 and up here 3505. Okay. I did post this to Twitter. I would definitely print it out, stick it on your fridge. Let's go ahead and move on here. All right, and before we do so, I'll go ahead and throw in Tesla there, Jay. I'm also in this trade. I just want to see what's going on. So it's at 411. I can't make this stuff up, right? Members, you've seen this. This is our blueprint. I gave you this, and it was on Twitter weeks ago, into earnings. All this is showing you is where we have support and where we have resistance. We teach you this stuff. This is a green box. I try to make this as simple as possible. Green is where you buy. Red is where you sell. Okay. But we do have a process over this because if the trend is strong, we don't necessarily sell just because there's a red box. A lot of traders do that and they get their butts handed to them. Instead, we teach a process around this. If you want to learn it, come check us out. All right. So what are we looking for in Tesla? Well, you can see we moved here nicely from the green box. We're moving into the decelerator, just kind of like what we saw in the ES. So I would expect price to possibly move here into the open or pop into this 412 by 415 range and then probably reject. Wait for it to come in. Look for some, traders who are going into elections saying, hey, I made a little bit of money from this green box. I think I'm going to sell a little bit. And then wait for it to see if we hook around and take out the morning highs. Okay, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. I think it's very important when you're day trading. All right, I'm going to give you a scenario that you should put on when you're taking trades, and so you can walk away from the trade and not get too consumed by every 5-minute tick. Okay. All right, let's move on from Tesla. I'm going to take you over into Amazon. Okay, this was yesterday's trade. Here from the green box. What we're looking at right now on a 4-hour is still below the 9 EMA. And really, when you look at the futures, folks, look at the NASDAQ, you look at the ES and so forth, this thing's only up like $8. That's not seeing much, is it? All right. The problem is we have all these trendy edges that are above price right now. And we have the EMA. This is all resistance until it's not. This needs to get over to feel really good about Amazon. I'd start feeling a lot better above this pink line here, which is around 30.73. Okay, first we need to get over the 9, but we have resistance in here. So again, remember 30.73, I sold puts down here at the green box. All right, so 30.73 is what we need over here on Amazon. Pay attention to the 4-hour 9 EMA. Does it reject or can it hold? All right. All right, let's move on. We're going to go over here into the SPY. All right, this SPY, this is the members blueprint here. You can see we have a neutral. We have our targets to the upside and we have targets to the downside. Believe it or not, nobody makes it easier. We go long above the neutral into target, short below the neutral into targets. You can see here, price is pushing up from neutral and has moved into target 2 and rejection. Remember, targets to the upside are resistance until proven otherwise. Okay. So what do you need here on SPY? Again, we have an inside and up happening. We have the 4-hour 9 EMA, and we have a target. What do you do for this? Anybody know? I won't go on until somebody says. What do we do here? Wrong answers are appreciated. What do you do here? So we got a level to the upside, 334.84. We have an inside and up and a 9 EMA. What do you do between these two green arrows? Nothing. Exactly. Nothing. It's a neutral. All right. Now, if price pulls back into that inside and up or around that 9 EMA, be looking for a possible long as soon as we reclaim that EMA, and to be looking for a retest of the 334.84. If 334.84 is taken out, then we're looking for a move, possibly just like the ES. We got it inside and down right there. Be careful right in here. Just identify it. Okay. If we take that out, then 339.40. Let's go ahead and move on to the Qs. Now, interesting, 271. It's only up about just under $2 here. This one looks a lot different. It came into the neutral. It's just sideways. It's holding the trendy edges, the pink and the yellow. It is above the 9 EMA, but it's not very strong, you know. And one could argue that, this year tech has been super strong, right? And so instead of it actually moving, it's just kind of consolidating into the election, all right? This is your blueprint. Price can hold above the 9. Hold the 270.5 area, look for a price move into 273.69. You can see it's tried this a couple times. Needs to break over 273.69. If it could do that, look for a move into and or around 276 and over that 278.45. As long as it's in the yellow, let it mellow. Let's go ahead and go to DIA. All right, this is your Dow Jones. Very strong here, and we kind of said that in our broad market analysis. Price moves over the neutral. Look for it to move into targets. Target 1 hit, target 2 hit, 9 EMA. All we need is a push here on open, which we might get. This 9 EMA will creep up. And then guess what? If it rejects, the best answer for the day, do nothing until price either comes back into that 9 or into 271.69. Wait for a reclaim. Or, since we're so close to high on the curve, wait for 274.91 for a rejection. And really, this entire area is a neutral, unfortunately. So if you did nothing and you're sitting on cash, we talked about this scenario. I want to go over it really quickly. I prepared you for this scenario, did I not? Last week and the week before. I told you that the market would push down. It kept pushing and pushing. We tried some spreads here and there. And I said, when the market finds the level and it found the trendy edge and it found some demand, that most of you will suffer from deer in the headlights. Most of you will be scared to take a trade. Am I right? It is quiet. People out there who are usually, talking, and I'm not just talking about the room, I'm talking about on Twitter, I'm talking on Facebook, I'm talking on YouTube. Everybody's super quiet. Even the neighbors are quiet. Everyone's like, hey man, I'm sitting in cash, right? Is this an opportunity? You have to seize the opportunity. Look, the price came into levels. It made higher highs and higher lows from that level. You put a stop in, you put a target, and you trade. If you don't feel comfortable trading overnight, that's okay. You can take that money back, right? Hold it safely, put it under your pillow, and wake up in the morning, and then we start again. All right? But what I want to tell you is the catalyst pushed us down into lower on the curve in demand into the trendy edge, and then we went bid. The methodology works. The mind is the hardest thing to get past. Okay? And now you're wondering, should I buy today because today is election day? Allocation is really important during this time. If you take your full net allocation and think, okay, there's 100% in here, how much do I want to really trade into this event? It could be catastrophic. It could be a huge move coming. So you might want to just trade super small. That'll allow you to be able to trade during these times. It's like the World Series, man, of trading. You should be excited. This is fun stuff. All right. Now, the premiums are high, and most likely when we open up, the premiums are going to be even higher. So if you have not gotten into the market and today you're just deciding to get into the market, you just walked into what's called, demand, right? It's kind of like lumber right now. Lumber's way overpriced. Imagine being in Florida where we just had a hurricane not too long ago. Lumber was already up 20%. Now you can't even find 2x4s, 4x2 to put on the docks. I mean, there is no wood around. You can go out there and pay for something today, but it's going to be super expensive. Understand you are paying overprice for something. Let's go ahead and move on. DIA again looks really strong. So does IWM. Check out IWM. They always say that IWM is the canary in the coal mine. Is it showing us something? For me, I don't look at IWM that way. But it's above the accelerator. It's above the accelerator. It's pushed into T3. Okay. So what are we looking at here? Notice that the 9 EMA has pushed into my second target at 156.93. Okay. 156.93 by 158.83. All of this is neutral for now. If we can hold over 158.83 on open, look for this area right here, the pre-market high, to be taken out if it can over 159. You have a possibility of potentially running into 159.70 by 160.24. And again, my stops would be sort of tight underneath this 158.83 under here, where I'd be happy or risk tolerance. Okay, so that's IWM. All right, let's go ahead and look at some more. I am in FTX. Very nice move up here. Anybody notice that? Very nice move up on FTX. Yeah. So what are we looking for here? If the decel can hold today, I'm looking for the accelerator. Just like most of the charts out here, there is a resemblance among them all. There's an inside and down right in this area. And as we're moving into Nowheresville between this area and down here, it could reject in this area. Okay, so just be careful. You could see 273.35. If it breaks through 273.35, you can see upwards into the 76 and 77 area. Okay, again, I bought these as a low probability trade for a potential move after election into 288. This will already be up on open. You can look to trim if you like, if you're also trading this. The next one that I bought straight directional, okay, as they say, naked, is UNH. And this one has moved up very nicely as well. Anybody notice that? So we bought yesterday on a little dip, and today it's at 316 by 370, 317. Okay, 316 by 317. It closed at 312 yesterday. All right, so another nice trade for us. And Amazon, I already talked about it. That one's doing well. WFC, let's go over that. I'm also in this trade. Check this out. 22.26, folks. 22.30, right? Seize the opportunity. Beautiful. But look at this thing. You know, is there a big move coming? I have no idea. But what I can tell you, you can draw some lines on here, put some trend lines if you like. As long as this area down here at 21 holds, I'm looking for a move into 22.80 and possibly 25. Okay. All right, XLE also in that. Who's in DFEN with me? Anybody in DFEN? I've been adding to this thing over and over and over. So they had some news come out. Did you know that, Danny? Can you believe that? Can you believe I'm telling you that? There's some news come out. All right, so just know that. Doesn't mean that it's going to keep going up, but they did have some stuff that dropped. And if you'd like, I can quickly read that. Basically, Morgan Stanley sees attractive buying opportunity in defense stocks. Morgan Stanley analyst, whoever, Christine, notes that the Department of Defense has said U.S. military superiority is no longer guaranteed, and she expects defense investment to grow regardless of which party wins the political control of an election. And it goes on, and she talks about, NOC, LMT, BA, and all those around that fall under DFEN. So pay attention, okay? Maybe something going on there, all right? XLE energy, again, it's up nicely. On open, I may trim again, okay? I've trimmed a lot of the position, but let's go over here to DFEN. So it's only up 30 cents, all right? But it's moved from our lower target there of 866 and has moved up nicely. I'd really like to see it get over 1181. This is a long-term trade for me. I'd really like to see it get over there. Now, I will tell you, I wouldn't be human if I wasn't a little concerned about the election. If for some reason this thing pops and gets me into close to 11 today, I will probably trim a little bit and then add back after the election. Okay. I have enough shares that, I can trim, make a little bit of money, and be sitting nice. Okay. All right, so we went over everything that I'm holding except for the spreads. I have quite a bit of spreads on that could pay me depending on which way the election goes. But we have some long-term stuff, 70, 200 days out, 100 days out, 164 days out. So I've been buying some stuff with time, which I'm very proud about for now. Is there anything that you guys would like to take a look at? Yeah, BA is also, we took that yesterday. BA is up nicely at 151. All right, and this was our blueprint. I hope you guys did well on that blueprint. I did take it. I closed it before the close, but regardless, it's moving up nicely. Anybody see what's going on with BA here? I'll push you right into this big inside and down. Okay, so it's opening up into resistance. This is the hard part. If you're not convicted and you can't hold and you're scared, and that's okay to be scared, you can't be waking up, thinking, hey, I want to take BA now. But, if you're not a trained trader and you don't know what to look for, you don't actually realize that BA is at a point where we would trim, okay, and then wait. So if you're in BA, I would definitely, for me, be trimming on open. That's just me. Let's look at BABA. BABA had a big pullback. It's at 288. Are you surprised that it flushed the ME and now it's kind of hanging there? Yes, SNE is also up. All right, SNE is one of my long-term trades that I pushed out there for you guys. Now, I will tell you the guidance from their last call was not so great, but I believe in technicals over the narrative a lot of times. And I know that's backwards from a lot of people. All right, so I can prove live in front of everybody over and over and over that my levels come before news, okay, whether it's a trendy level or whether it's just EMA methodology and so forth. So the cool thing here on BABA, your line in the sand is going to be what, Gil? It's going to be the ME, right? This is going to be your over under for the day, folks. 288.77. Okay, know that number. Long as it stays under it, but it doesn't take out the low, it's probably just building here. And if it reclaims that ME, might be a nice opportunity to take this to the upside. Really interesting as earnings are 2 days away. Is this a buying opportunity? You'll never know unless you execute. Either it's a yes or it's a no. Isn't that cool? That's the cool thing about trading. You either win or lose. As soon as you can accept loss and understand that losing is part of trading, trading becomes a really fun endeavor. Okay? Buy the dip. All right, so that's BABA. And then let's look at this SNE. This is your long-term trade that I threw out there yesterday. It pushed up very nicely. Or not Sony, sorry. Sony is up another 50. I was thinking another one, Univex. Sorry about that. So SNE is up. It's holding 85.49. So just like our neutral trades, this was a trade that I took yesterday as well, I believe. Did I take SNE or did I hold off? No, I did not take it. This was one of our blueprints. I did not take it because the options were ridiculous. Um, and so I just kind of held off. But blueprint going forward, 85.49 holds. Then we're looking for 91. I think this thing has a lot of potential if I come in here to the daily and or weekly chart. You can see it's been super strong. Okay, here's the weekly on SNE. Look at this bad boy. Okay, while everybody else is having a hard time, SNE's over here, you know, doing its thing. Nice little pullback, a break. There is a potential it could come back into this area to test. So please, be mindful of that. My overall trade, though, what I'm looking for in SNE is the 82.80 area holds. I'm looking for 100. Pretty cool. All right. Now, the other one that I was getting at, folks, and I apologize over here on the long-term trades, is SAP. SAP was the one that they had bad guidance, so I apologize. Not just bad, but just more uh, concern, I should say. But it's up, from the lines I gave you. I can't make this up. I gave you this yesterday. Notice that price did come into 104.78 and has bounced into 108. That's already $4. Just saying. All right. So that's SAP. This is one I'd be a little concerned about. I like this move here. The standard deviation moves. If this is indeed a buying opportunity, I wanted to do this from a starter perspective. Like for price long term to hold between 104 and 94 starters in here. And if it were to come back, I would add here. And again, this is something I'm talking like 6+ months in. Okay. Oh, really? Okay, then you can't trade it, man. Right? Is that right now? Yeah, if you work for them, I'd imagine you can. All right, so that's SAP. Anything else you guys want to see? We're about to get started here in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it off for right there. So I apologize. We got 5 minutes. I need to get ready. So we are going to come over here to the ES. Okay. And in good fashion, what we're going to do is we understand the bigger time frame. We're going to come into a 5 minute. Okay, and we're going to use the trendy PMZ. Okay. And that is that box right there. You can see the risk today is only 1.9, folks. 1.9. 1.9. Not bad. All right. Just happens to be right at the top of the red box. As long as price stays under this box, I would be cautious on longs. If price goes above the box, I'm only risking 2 points. So if I want to trade the MES or the ES, I'm long above this. I do think it's going to be choppy though until we could take out this high. Okay. And then down here. So this is your range for today. I said I was going to talk about this. After you take a trade, depending on whoever trades, whatever you trade, identify the high and you're going to place an alert here. And you simply just say something like over the high. Okay. And then down here, you know. So everything between here is noise for me on a longer time frame. All right, on a longer time frame. There's definitely actionable areas to go long off of here like we did yesterday into the line in the sand and so forth. But as far as these alerts go, these are for people who, say they might be in a trade or something like that. I don't really want to be concerned with every 5-minute candle, so I'm going to create an alert for areas of concern. Okay. All right. And there it is. So again, noise, possible buy here. Okay. Possible buy right here, and possible buy over the PMZ. Just know that it can be choppy today. Set your alerts. Good luck to everybody. I hope you all do really, really well. I'm already up nicely here on my shares for the day. Those are looking good. All right. Yep. Good luck, everyone.